gonna watch this one. We going in order, so it's cool. This is a video that you recommended me that we gonna watch. 6 most disturbing forest encounters caught on camera. And we gonna see what this video hitting for, cause you wanna, you know what I'm saying? You wanted me to watch this, so fuck it. You know what I'm saying? She did say long pants. I don't know why she said long pants, but she said long pants. She said what she said. You know what I'm saying? And fuck. Fit go stream 2.5. I'm gonna tab you though. I bet I'm gonna tab you up too. Have a good stream. You know what I'm saying? Make them people laugh. You feel me? You know. Yeah. I'll pop in there and that thumb. You know what I'm saying? I got you. If y'all not already, go follow Sue. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot coming for y'all real soon. You feel me? We got some more repo videos. You know, probably gonna be playing content on it sometime soon. I don't know when we gonna figure that out though, but y'all go follow her. Follow her socials too, all that good stuff. Yeah. Boom. But let's get into this video right here.
Daniel O'Neill is a YouTuber from the UK with a channel called English Woodsman, where he's been uploading videos of his wild camping, stealth camping, and woodland camping trips in the UK for almost 10 years.
Shut up, you shut up.
Most of the channel's videos feature Daniel reviewing camping gear for his viewers and showing footage of his adventures in the great outdoors. For the most part, they're pretty tame, but in August 2023, he uploaded a video of his camping trip in the woodlands close to his home, and the footage is pretty disturbing. The first part of the video pretty much just shows Daniel walking through the woods and talking to his subscribers, eating berries, and pointing out the sights on the way to the campsite. At several points along the way, he pauses to mention the footprints and garbage he sees lying on the trail, indicating other people had been there in the last few days.
Stop playing with me.
Someone's been here. There's a lot of rubbish around here. Yeah, look at the state of this. It does get used, doesn't it?
Stop playing with me, dude.
After about a 20-minute walk, he sits down at a clearing where he plans to set up camp for the night and leans back on a tree to eat his noodles as he talks to the camera. It's not until around 25 minutes into the video that things start to get seriously disturbing for Daniel.
Be out Friday night, but I'm going away Saturday, so I've got a bit of a drive as well, so I didn't want to be tired, and it's going to throw it down Friday night as well, and rain camping is really good.
And at that point, what's rule number 1, guys? Get on up out of there. Go home.
Is that a badger? Hello?
Even though some pretty human-like footsteps could be heard right behind Daniel, as soon as he turns around to scan his environment, there's nobody in sight. What's most disturbing is that as soon as he turned around and yelled hello, the footsteps immediately stopped. For the next few minutes, he sits down and tries to regain his composure as he sips his coffee and eats his noodles, but things only continue to get even more creepy as the sun begins to set.
But why are you still sitting there is my question. Why are you still there? At what point do you just be like, I'm gone? You know?
There's that noise again now. Hello? Hello? You got a bit of that.
You got a bad, but that. Get the. Go home. All them footsteps and you still just sitting there, bro. Like, come on, bro. Lock in, twin. Let's get up out of. Come on, go on. Ain't no way. Bro, grabbing everything. Everything. We packing up. We out.
There's nobody here.
About 40 minutes into the video, the footstep noises can be heard again, and this time it sounds like they're getting closer to Daniel. By this point, most people would have
Were they not already close? What?
hightailed it out of there without any hesitation, but Daniel decides to sit back down to finish his dinner as he tries to calm his nerves for the second time. Amazingly, a few minutes later, it almost seems like he completely forgets about the footsteps and manages to think about less disturbing things, which is honestly pretty impressive. But as darkness sets in, the eerie footsteps start up again.
I'm gonna be honest.
Nah, for real. If I can hear it, that's close enough. And then he's sleeping there. No tent, bro. He doesn't have a tent. He's sleeping there in a sleeping bag, bro. Come on.
I can't stay here now. I'm gonna be a wimp. I don't care if people call me a wimp in the comments.
Nobody's calling you a wimp. You're a smart man. You're definitely a smart man.
But I can't stay here. I'm too unsettled. I'm nervous. I've done camping like this a load of times. I think I'm gonna go find somewhere else to get this bivvy set up. But I'm leaving this spot.
Understandably, after this third incident, Daniel decides to head somewhere else for the night to play it safe. It's hard to know what exactly was
My boy said, third time's charm. Let me get up out of here.
making those sounds, but because they sounded very similar to human footsteps, it's possible that Daniel was being stalked by someone in the woods. This is obviously incredibly dangerous, as you can never really trust someone's intentions when you're in such a vulnerable position all by yourself in unknown territory. It was either that or an animal walking through the grass, but because Daniel mentioned the grass was a little wet and wouldn't have made that dry sound if an animal stepped on it, this is pretty unlikely. Also, many people in the comments mentioned that no animal walks that uniform and steady. They stop, go, and change pace constantly. Either way, it's a good thing he decided to leave, because who knows what could have happened to Daniel that night.
And what human just sits there and like, if a human is stalking somebody, they not finna be that loud with their footsteps. And they not finna walk that steady for that long without getting to you. You feel me? So, you see where I'm going with that.
One of the most annoying things to me is spam texts and phone calls. You would actually be surprised by the amount of times I get interrupted recording these videos by phone calls from random numbers. Well, I did some research and uncovered that a lot of times these spammers are able to get our personal info, email addresses, and phone numbers because big companies can't keep our data safe from data breaches and hacks. You may not have heard, but back in May, Ticketmaster was hacked and the data of over 500 million people were put up for sale on the dark web for anyone to buy. This stolen data included full names, addresses, email addresses, phone numbers, and credit card data. At best, this was going to lead to more spam calls, texts, and emails for their customers, but at worst, fraud and identity theft. So, what is Ticketmaster doing about it? Absolutely nothing. They said they didn't think the hack would have a material impact on our overall business. All these businesses happily collect our data but do very little to protect it, and even less when it's compromised.
This is an ad.
That's why I use Aura, the sponsor.
Thought I was tripping.
The Rampant Range is part of a front range of the Rocky Mountains in Colorado, made up of almost entirely public land within the Pike National Forest. In the summer, you'll find lots of bikers enjoying the Rampant Range's elaborate trail system and exploring the great outdoors. For the most part, this part of Colorado is a paradise for anyone who enjoys spending time in nature. But over the past few years, there's been a pretty alarming trend on the rise, with random people setting up wires on trees at just about head height in an effort to seriously injure bikers on the trail. In 2019,
What? How evil do you gotta be to do some shit like that?
a post describing this terrifying trend was uploaded to Facebook. And disturbingly, the uploader mentioned that one of his high school friends had lost his life as a result of running into a similar wire on a trail. Immediately, people jumped into the comments to point out how incredibly messed up it would be to do something like this, and how this kind of evil needs to be categorized as attempted murder if the suspects are ever caught. A couple of years before that post was made, in 2017, two motorbike riders uploaded a video to YouTube of their encounter with a similar wire, and although nothing happened to them, it was a very close call.
Hey, I ducked too, bruh. What the fuck?
When these wires are set up off-trail, it can be hard to tell whether they were placed there out of malice or if a random camper or farmer placed the wires there to hang up clothes or something similar. But in cases like these where the wires are specifically placed on the trail, there's really only one reason people would do that, and that's to bring serious harm to bikers for some reason. Possibly they're annoyed with the constant loud sound of the bikes near their property or something else. But hopefully more measures can be taken in the future to prevent more people from getting hurt, especially because it's not uncommon to hear about motorbikers and snowmobilers losing their lives over this kind of stuff.
That shit happened on Wrong Turn. Tyler, you still here? You remember that part? On Wrong Turn where they was going fast as hell on the snowmobile. And then they thought they had got away. They thought they had finally, you feel me? Got up out of there. And
this audio was uploaded to YouTube by a user named ForestFire number 21. He recorded it around 2 a.m. in December 2014. The uploader lives in a forest, and he mentioned that the noises in the audio were coming from deep in the woods behind his house. It's hard to make out what the child is yelling, but after listening closely, several users jumped in the comments to point out that you can also hear an adult voice yelling, "Where are you?" In addition to the young female voice making most of the noise, this quieter, more subtle male voice that can also be heard in the audio only makes the whole incident that much more disturbing. Near the end of the video, the uploader mentions that after that night, he checked the news every day to see if he could find some explanation for the screams, but he never did. The fact that the screaming was captured at around 2 a.m. in the freezing cold weather and in the middle of the woods indicates that the uploader could have genuinely recorded something pretty sinister taking place that night. It's hard to tell why the uploader would record and upload the audio instead of immediately calling the police after hearing a female voice in such obvious distress, but at this point there's not much that can be done about it. And who knows, maybe the uploader did call the police. There wasn't much context given in the video's description. We can only hope that whatever problem happened that night was eventually solved, but based on the shrillness of the screams and the strangeness of the whole situation, we probably won't ever be able to know for sure.
Hell no, that's crazy work.
Lisa is a life coach and YouTuber who often uploads videos of what it's like living in her van and traveling the country on her own. One afternoon in 2022, Lisa had parked her van on the side of the road and left the side door of her van open while she cooked her dinner inside, when suddenly a sketchy-looking guy approached her, poked his head in her van without her permission, and started asking her some pretty bizarre questions in French, a language Lisa doesn't speak. When she mentioned she didn't understand what he was saying, he pulled out a translator app to try to communicate with her, which obviously made her pretty uncomfortable, especially since she wasn't interested in talking to him in the first place after he invaded her personal space. After watching the guy struggle to use Google Translate for a few minutes, Lisa decided she'd had enough and shut the side door in his face, also closing the curtain to make sure the guy got the hint. Strangely, for over half an hour, the guy then stood outside in the rain and tinkered with the translator app to try to communicate with Lisa, even after she made it more than obvious that she wanted nothing to do with him.
Buddy, creepy as hell. He back there like, is her curtain open yet? Open them damn curtains. Like, what the fuck? So creepy.
Okay, he just moved even closer so that I can't move out and so that I can't go forward. Please leave.
Chilling.
Please leave, you sketchy,
Doing these little reactions.
sketchy person. Please leave.
With a very shady demeanor, the man
That's crazy work right
snuck
there.
into the bushes and pretty much just stalked Lisa from a distance, as if he thought she couldn't see him. As the sun began to set, Lisa kept an eye on the guy outside.
Listen, I apologize on behalf of some of these creepy ass men that's in this world. I don't know what be going on with niggas and why they so weird with women, but like, we all not like that. I promise you. I promise you, we not all like that. I swear we not. Like, I don't know what be up with dudes, bro. I don't know what be going on with them. But I apologize on behalf of all men. We not all like that. With a nigga like me, you can trust me over a bear. I'll protect you from the bear. You feel me? You say you want to be left alone, I'm gonna leave your ass alone. That's just how I operate, though. I'll leave your ass alone, quick. I'm going the other way. You scared of me in it? Look. Oh, I choose the bear over you. You choose that bear over me. That's cool. But don't go calling for my help when that bear run up on your ass and try to bite your motherfucking head off. I'm not helping you. How do I tell you? You told me to leave you alone. I'm going the other way. Deal with the bear, not me. I'm turning around. Like, we know it's not all men, but you never know which one you're getting. I see that. But I mean, it's vice versa too. You know what I'm saying? But, hey, look. Like I said, you feel me? When it come down to it, you choose the bear. I'm going the other way. And when that bear run up on your ass, don't get to screaming, kill. No. You chose the bear, remember? Let the bear help you. I'm not. I'll be over there eating my... Damn, bear over there fucking you up. You good? You straight? Oh, I don't...
Side to make sure he didn't try to get close to her again. But the man just kept on bringing his car closer to her van and blocking her exit in different ways for more than half an hour.
This thing is really starting to freak me out. It's been like a half an hour and he just keeps on moving his vehicle so he can see in my van here. And anyways, it's 7 o'clock, 7 p.m.
Fortunately, just as darkness had begun to set in, a family in an RV pulled up right behind Lisa and spent the night in the same parking lot as her, which comforted her enough to stay there the entire evening. Disturbingly, the guy left soon after the other family arrived, but came back about 3 hours later in the dead of night to check if Lisa was still there. When he saw the other family in the RV was also still in the parking lot, he left and didn't come back. The next...
Oh yeah, he was on some other shit. He was trying to do some other shit. He was on that. He was a creeper. That's what he was. He was a creepy ass nigga. He was on some other shit for sure.
Morning, Lisa left early and never saw the guy again. It's hard to tell what the guy's exact intentions were, but based on his overall sketchy demeanor and questionable behavior, they couldn't have been anything good. The one thing we can be sure about is that it's a good thing the other family in the RV arrived at the parking lot when they did. Otherwise, who knows what the man would have done to Lisa.
Ain't no telling.
In May
Ain't no
2014, an Imager user
Long ass name. Hello, my name is that thing from the walls. Damn, I actually read that without stuttering. What? Am I getting good at reading? I'm proud of myself. Oh.
uploaded a blog post where he talked about the time he went to visit a friend in northern Germany. According to the uploader, his friend told him about these pipes that he had found in the woods near his house that stuck up out of the ground like periscopes. Apparently, his friend and his siblings played near the pipes as kids and knew that there were bunkers hidden below them, but their parents never allowed them to get near them out of concern for their safety. During the visit narrated in the blog post, the uploader and his friend decided to check out the pipes and finally go down into the bunkers that they never had permission to explore when they were younger, and they found some pretty disturbing stuff. A few hundred feet away from the trees, they found the entrance to the bunker covered.
I finally learned how to read, chat. I finally learned how to read. I'm graduating. I'm graduating, God. I'm graduating. Somebody give me my diploma right now. I know how to read. I'm not illiterate no more. Thank you, Mia. Look, I appreciate that. I appreciate that so much. Look, hey, oh, I'm tearing up a little bit, folks. I'm tearing up a little bit. Let me stop playing, bro. Let me stop playing.
With a loosely placed piece of wood that they easily removed with a crowbar. Once inside, all they could see were these long, seemingly endless, hospital-like hallways that extended for thousands of feet under the woods. As they ventured further and further into the maze of tunnels, they found graffiti on some of the walls, indicating they weren't the first people to get the idea to explore the underground bunkers. To the explorers' horror, one of the walls deep inside the tunnels had the word "help" in German graffitied all over it. It's possible that it was just sprayed on there by another group of teens trying to be funny, but the eerie nature of the bunker coupled with the general state of disarray really makes you wonder if something more sinister took place down there at some point.
Hell yeah. Why your dumb ass exploring down there? Get the fuck on. Your ass wanna be down there fucking looking at shit, trying to explore and find shit. I'm not finna do that dumb shit. I'm not. You got me fucked up. I'm sit there and let you go in there. You go see what's down there by yourself. I'll be the lookout, make sure nobody ain't coming. But if somebody come while I'm out there, I'm running. You just down there by yourself now at this point. So then there ain't even no point for me to be the lookout no more. I might as well just not go at all. Go by yourself.
Possibly even written by German soldiers in the later parts of World War II. As they traveled deeper into the bunker, they found some more disturbing graffiti, with one of the eeriest messages reading, "Hello Satan, I love you." Obviously, that's not the kind of message you want to see in a tunnel system like this, but the two friends decided to keep on exploring anyway. After several hours down in the bunker, they ended up finding tons of more twisting, winding hallways, flooded rooms with old machines, and dark, narrow corridors that reached dead ends, but nothing more disturbing than the graffiti they had found a few hours earlier.
So what happens if you get lost in a place like this? Like, what do? What exactly do you do? Do you just like keep exploring until you find a way out, or like, how do you get out? Or you just say fuck it? Imagine if you ain't got no signal down here too. Now you just assed out. At this point, you just fucked up. Your ass lost in the sauce. Feel so sorry for you.
The explorers managed to make it out of there safely and didn't go back there again.
Good. Should never win in the first place.
In the summer of 2016, reports started surfacing that people were finding dangerous booby traps along a very well-known hiking trail in the High Mountain Park Preserve in Wayne, New Jersey. As per the police reports, the traps mostly consisted of boards with nails sticking out of them, barbed wire, broken bottles placed along the trails behind or near rocks or logs, and other treacherous materials. As more and more complaints started coming in, police warned people to keep an eye out for the traps and even organized cleanup efforts to keep hikers safe during their treks. What's most disturbing is that these traps were clearly placed there to hurt people, as they're
Folks is hairy as a motherfucker, folks. That nigga a live caveman. Bro got hella hair on him.
There's really no other reason to put nails and barbed wire on the ground in the middle of such a popular hiking trail. The fact that someone would take the time to get out on the trail, build a booby trap in such detail, and place it there with the intention to do harm to other people and their pets is honestly pretty messed up. But it didn't take the cops too long to make an educated guess as to who was behind the whole thing. Although they never found the individual suspects responsible for placing the traps on the trail, the sheriff's department determined that the traps had probably something to do with the feud between hikers and bikers who had been fighting over use of the trail for decades. According to many nearby residents, it's common for bikers on the trail to speed past the hikers without ringing their bells or announcing their presence, which has led to several injuries and rising tensions between the two groups over the years.
So folks out here having gang wars between bikes and hikers. Yeah, nigga, I'm biker gang, nigga. Stop playing with me. Hey, I'm hiker gang. I'm hiker gang. Where you from? You see this big bike on me, boy? You know where I'm from. Oh, word. Alright, I got something for you up ahead. Keep going on the trail then. Keep going on the trail then. I'm gonna show you something. Man, you ain't got nothing to show me. I'm on that. What is you talking about? Hiker gang or no gang? It's a big biker gang. What is you talking about? Stop playing.
Still, it's hard to imagine that someone would take the issue to the point of trying to harm an entire group of people so maliciously with such brutal methods. Fortunately, no one was hurt as a result of the traps, but the suspects responsible were never found.
I bet they won't. Motherfuckers start calling that shit in the PD. They said, I'm getting the fuck on. My mama.